G'day pocket watchers, we're here at an abandoned location. We're going to be checking out the premises from the outside, looking in, and we're going to be checking out the locks as per usual. Let's have a by peep at this one. This one is very interesting. Why is it interesting? Because it's one of the early code locks. A Borg lock. I have never seen one of those before. How interesting is that? Well, let's move on. So this building, 96 years old. Sunday, March the 13th, 1927. This building was okayed for people to come on in. So the outside of the building, it's all boarded up. We're not going to destructively enter this building at all. This is the old telecom box. It's where all your telephone wires were. And of course there's a whippersnipper going off in the background. So that's all of that. So this is the back entrance of the building. The locks have been removed there. It's all nailed closed. It's a pretty big premises. I'm not going to tell you where we are. I'm just going to let you know that a lot of weather will have gotten to these locks and premises, which means there's going to be a lot of decay. So we've got here old Lockwood 201 and a deadbolt, a carbine. So that's much newer. So in here, of course, safety gear, you know me. Let's put a light on. So you can see in there. So this is the rear entrance of the building. I'm here with Come Hither with Heather. We're doing a little recce of these premises. As I say, we won't be entering the premises. That's not what we're here for. We're here to check out the 96 years of history. Rotting away up there. But as you can see, it's a two-story building, very old style with the wooden slats. Back entrance here, we have, oh, there's a big chain hanging off of there. We've got the old roller door. I think it's a Gliderol. There we go. Just a little roller door with a little access there. So this was once a very busy place that has now seen its day. The old style lever handle, look at the shape is gorgeous. We've got a neighbour's little padlock there, obviously not padlocking anything. They have boarded it up. Nice little pictures of dolphins around the place. So we are going to head around to the other side now. As that whippersnipper keeps going. So the graffiti artists have been in. This looks like it would have been a little section to store things. There was a shed, there's just a cement slab out the back now. And here, what do we have here? Another old Lockwood 201. And a more modern one down here with the Lockwood security around it. That Lockwood security discussion did not come out until early 2000s. So what we have here is a window, a lock. I can't tell what it is, but we'll be able to tell once the video is watched back. Let's put the light back on. Show you the inside here. There's no window here. That beep you hear is the smoke alarm beeping, saying change the battery. So as you can see, you can now see the back of that door. It's got the old Lockwood 001 deadbolt lock and the old Lockwood I can't remember the name of that one. Someone else in the comments can help me out with that one. So we've got another door here. Look at the old door handle. The old brass door handle, isn't that gorgeous? With the old sash lock in there. Someone's moved in there and built a home. And this lock is quite corroded, as we are now on the other side of the building facing the elemental forces. So moving around to another section of the building, we have a beehive right there. They've built themselves some accommodation in the abandoned place, as you do. Got to find your habitat where you can get it these days. So that's the old screen door lock. Look how old that is. It's just a latch, and then in there, we're not putting our hand in there, is the old 201 deadbolt. Not deadbolt, night latch. It's probably the 001 night latch, actually. No, not the 001, the 100 night latch. So we'll just avoid falling down a hole. Someone's been digging themselves a cosy spot. So up there is part of the second story, so it's a stepped up story. So this part here that we are looking at now is a secondary addition. It's much later than the first bit we just showed you, which is the 1927 section. As we move around over the building, you can see there are sand pits, play equipment, childcare areas. So it has been used. It does look like someone is squatting in that little cubby house there. So we won't be disturbing that area at all. The old pipe system put on the outside. Let's fix the plumbing, the guttering. Let's whack it all on the outside and paint it and hope no one notices. Yes, straight down into the substrate. Massive crack through that new support. Okay, as we're moving on down, this is a little play section. AstroTurf, so this was added much later. From memory, AstroTurf came into being sort of wide use middle 2000s, I'm guessing. Anyone in the comments know any different? Let me know. So this part of the building was done in 1959. So roughly 30 something years after the first section was done. I'm here with Come Hither with Heather, being my wing person for today. That's another 201 or 100 night latch, a Lockwood lock. As you can see, the corrosion of the location. There's another one for you, and the old lever handle, nice and square, with the old do what you need to do before you enter the chapel kind of thing. So as we're walking around, we've got some more doors to check out. So up here we'll have a look at what kind of latching system they had for the windows back then. And you can have a look on the inside. Oh, okay, it's a bit surprised there's no window there. So, pretty big addition with disability access as well. As congregations started to age, they realised they needed to make places more accessible. So here's another door with the locks removed. That looks like part of an alarm system that was installed at one stage. And that's the window. So that's the cubby house where it looks like someone is camping out. So we're not going to disturb their privacy by giving you a bow peep in there. So as we move around to the other side of the building, we've almost completed our tour of this beautiful old building, which undoubtedly is up for demolition, because that's what's happening these days. Buildings are being demolished. They are not being redone. Accessible gate, we'll just pop through there. An odd little letterbox right down on the ground. I'm not sure what sort of lock this is, but it's a deadbolt, but it is facing the seaward side, so it has copped the most corrosion. There isn't many specky features to the outside as far as detail and such goes of the architecture of this building. It has been made very simplistically and cheaply, possibly because it was the 1920s, just after World War I. Resources, materials were hard to come by. A lot of tradespeople did not return. So things started to become less ornate over time. This is just, that's an EFCO 570 Oval. And coming around this way, Safety Assist was a program for safer communities in Australia, so that if you felt unsafe at any time, you could come into any premises that had that and you could feel safe. So for instance, if you felt someone was following you home, you could tuck in a place like this and you would have a place of safety until you felt safe to leave. Now, as we can see, the window lock here still has its keys in it, and that's very similar to the one that I've shown on my Lock channel previously. As you can see, very basic. You've got a little bit of ornate stuff going on up there, but nothing like the Art Deco era. I can't quite remember the dates for Art Deco.
The 30s.
30s. So this was completed
so probably
in...
more Federation than that. You know?
Ah, Federation. That's the name of the style. Much more simplistic than the Art Deco style. Here we go. Bush version. So as we can see with the meter box, nothing is running and no power going through the premises.
So if you have a look at these bricks here and compare it to those bricks down there, it's very reminiscent of the late 1800s as well.
Ah, did you hear that, folks? These bricks here and these bricks here are reminiscent of the 1800s as well. So this is also a leftover from that era of building. So not very ornate, just simplistics around, but depending on what kind of churchy thing this was would depend on its ornateness, because there's a bit of that fallen from up top, which is why we wear our safety helmet. You never know when something's going to come toppling down, even if you're on the outside of a building. So depending on what sort of church it was, would depend on how decorative and ornate they would make their premises. So if it was Lutheran, for instance, it was very basic. Check this out. This is the old stepway with the airflow under the footings. So this is a side entrance to the building. I'll go peek in here. As you can see, there's been a bit of vandalism, destruction, hence all the boarding up. But the ceilings are not ornate either, but simple light fitting, simple cornices. Another night latch. That's a more modern handle. So that handle has been replaced over time. And you can tell by these of the era, it is Federation. There is no fanciness. It's one of the helmets that have come down. There's another door for us, and we are back to the code lock. Well, thanks for watching, Pocket Watchers. Enjoying this little tour of these abandoned premises from 1927 that is earmarked for demolition. Thanks for watching. Stay legal. Temptation is everywhere.